Hey guys, welcome back. It looks like NIO Stock today is catching a lot of people out. We're seeing NIO Stock up by 4.41%, which I find particularly interesting because when we look across the broad markets, we are seeing the absolute opposite. We are seeing quite the downtrend. We are seeing the S&P 500 being down, we're seeing the Dow Jones down, Nasdaq, Russell 2000 all being down. Some by a considerable amount, like the Nasdaq down by 1.36%. With that being said, NIO Stock is actually up right now, and this is quite important because one thing that I've been saying over the last couple of days, and I do still to a degree stand by what I've been saying, is the fact that NIO Stock's been incredibly volatile. We've seen these major pushes up followed by major pushes down, and as we've seen this trend starting to form where we are seeing lower highs and then lower lows, again this has been higher than this, this one was also slightly lower if you have a look at the entire thing, and the lows become lower and lower as well. I think the idea, the sentiment, even in my opinion, right, was that this was going to be the top and NIO Stock was going to come down again. However, it does appear that the volatility continues and NIO Stock is now breaking above these previous highs, not fully out of this trend, although we have briefly broken above it. And now we're hitting prices at $5 and above. Now, why is this significant for NIO Stock? Well, for a number of reasons, and I'm going to get to them all in a second. However, I must say at this point, if you do enjoy these videos, make sure to give it a like, make sure to subscribe, do share it and leave a comment. It all helps me to know that you guys like to see more content on NIO Stock. At the same time, do remember I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Anyway, now I've said that, we must jump fully in, and I must get back to my point, right? Which is that this level of $5 was always going to be a significant one for NIO. We have struggled to get above $5 many a time in the past. I'm going to draw it here, right, we'll call it $5 right here. We have broken above it, sure, but we haven't really been able to remain above it many times. Again, broke above it slightly here, couldn't stay, broke above it slightly here, couldn't stay. Same goes for this, right? And on this level, we just bounced off it. So we've seen this break many a time, but we've not been able to hold on to it. So pushing so high above $5 into the 520 range today has been really quite major. Is it soon enough to call this a win? No, it absolutely isn't. Could it be a great area to watch? Does this make NIO a good stock to watch? Very possibly. Now again, I think this could catch a lot of people out, if I'm honest, right? This is going to be a volatile stock, and it's very hard to say which way is which. However, what I intend to do is give you my opinions to the upside, to the downside, and you guys can then go and make your own decisions, right, and do your own research. But if we hold $5 tomorrow, the next day, that is a very good sign, a very strong sign. However, to see my opinion start to change and become more short-term bullish, because again, long-term I do see some strength here, but for me to become more short-term bullish on this one, I want to see this one slowly start to make step up, all the way up to the $5.50 range, $5.20 range at the very least, not necessarily tomorrow, but over the next few days. Push above this 520, 530 mark, and we are into new highs for the recent period, and that could be a very significant area to watch from there. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. However, if we are not able to see this one hold, I think we could be going back down, possibly as low as 492 or even lower. down to the $4.83 range. Now do bear in mind, and this is very important, we have seen this trend with NIO so many times, right? This is really important for me to stress. I can't stress this enough. Everywhere you think NIO stock's going is not, right? That's not to say it won't go up. That's not to say we couldn't see more potential, but let me point to some notable examples, right? NIO stock back here, well, we've seen it rise. We saw this nice head and shoulders pattern forming. Then we see the stock plummet. Then we see a massive run. Then when we think it's going to go down, NIO stock runs even higher. Holding above $5 now for the next few days, for the next week or so, is going to be a very, very important level, in my opinion, to watch out for. We have so much difficulty here historically at the moment. Seeing if this will become the new support is going to be very important. I wouldn't personally buy yet. I think it's very soon to be optimistic, unless you're a more long-term holder. If you're more long-term, potentially you could be looking for these highs well in the $6, $7, $8 range, as we have seen before. That, however, is a matter of opinion. However, what I would point out is in recent periods, after this meteoric rise from the $3 range, we are now very, very close to highs that we have seen in this period, right? This period since about June. We're very close to these highs, as you can see. 520 is going to be the next important level to break above. $5 is going to be the most important level of support. Hold on to that and break above it. I'm pretty bullish, right? I'm pretty optimistic. Break below that to the downside, and we could be looking at seeing this one going even lower. $5 really needs to hold up for me to have a very bullish sentiment. So, again, depending on your risk tolerance, now could be a very interesting time to look at NIO stock. However, at the same time, this catches people out all the time. This absolutely seems to catch people out. People buy when they see a bit of a rally just for the stock to plummet 10, 15, 20% in a single day. Again, look to here, look to here, look to here. All of these points really do stand out as prime examples of what I'm speaking about. I'd proceed with extreme caution. If it was me personally, I wouldn't be buying right now. Just my opinion though, you guys can of course do whatever you want. Just a quick video here, do let me know your thoughts and opinions on this, and I hope I'll see you again. Goodbye for now, see you soon.